Hey YouTube! This is my first video in a while. Welcome once again to Dragon's Dojo Gaming, and I am about to show you all my deck profile for Tamayura. I built this deck recently. I haven't used it in tournaments yet, but I've used it in playtesting and it's doing quite well. So, I'm about to start off with the triggers. Actually, I'll start with the ride deck first. Your Tamayura lineup. So, when grade 1 Tamayura is written on the starting Tamayura, her skill lets you look at the top 7 cards of your deck for one of the 2 grade 2s that you play in the deck. Can't pronounce their names. Or a Fox Art card, the order card, and add one of the three cards you've chosen from your deck to your hand, and if you've revealed them. Her skill says when placed on top of the grade 1, you choose Ririmi or Rarami. Okay, I pronounced their names this time. From the drop zone to your hand. And then there's grade 3 Tamayura. So, at the beginning of your ride phase, your front row gets plus 5,000 power, and her other skill is Counterblast 1. You can either call Rarami or Ririmi, or you can call them both at the same time from your soul to the rear guard. Now for triggers, I run 4 heal, 3 front, 8 crit, and I run the over trigger, Dragveta. Reason I don't play draws in this deck is because I feel like the deck draws enough already, and it's also because I like to have extra defense when playing this deck in particular. And I play 8 crit because I like crits just a little more than fronts in this deck. Fronts are still solid though. Now for grade 1s, 4 copy of Orlando. So you can't use his axe skill. However, you can use the auto one, and it says when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, you send her to the soul, and your Vanguard gets plus 5,000 power till the end of the turn, meaning more power for your Vanguard Tamayura. And soul power, and soul fodder as well. Next up, 4 copies of Forktail. When Forktail is placed on rear guard, you check the top 7, and you either add another stealth unit or you add a glitter unit from among them from deck to hand. Meaning you could either add another copy of Forktail, or you could add Rarami or Ririmi from among them to your hand. Heck, you could even do it... Oh, I'm sorry, it's your soul. I can't read! But she's a really good free searcher. Next up, 4 PG. No reason not to play 4 PG in this deck. Next up, for grade 2s, 3 of the order card, 4 Ririmi, and 4 Rarami. The order card's basically Shirayuki in this format. Just like her, except you can only use her during the opponent's turn because it's a blitz order. And another nice thing about this card is that it's searchable in this deck. So that's always nice. And then you've got Rarami and Ririmi. Ririmi says when it's placed on rear guard while you've got Rarami out, you Soul Blast 2, choose an opponent's rear guard, and shove it in the soul. And then with Rarami, when she's placed while you've got Ririmi out, You Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. She helps with guard power. She helps with getting rid of nasty rear guards. And they're also really good to have in... And if you guard with either of these two, you can send into the soul after battle. So they're really, really convenient cards to have in soul to utilize with Tamayura. And finally, grade 3s. 3 Tamayura and 3 copies of Excavation Dragon. She's in here for obvious reasons. His skill says when your grade 3 Vanguard attacks... No, at the end of the turn this guy attacked. You send him to the soul, choose one of your rear guards, and it gets plus 5,000 till the end of the turn. So he's really good for filling up the soul and giving power to your rear guards. One of the neat things about this deck is that artwork-wise, it's based off Murakumo, but playstyle-wise, it's a mix of that clan and Pale Moon. I like to fiddle around with the deck. I wouldn't say it's my favorite deck in this format, but it's one of my favorites for sure. My favorite, as I'm sure most of you can guess, is Overlord. And my favorite Overdress original deck in this format is Nirvana. Eventually, I'm going to be uploading an updated version of my Nirvana deck. I also want to let you guys know that next week on Saturday, unless anything comes up, I will be heading over to the BCS Championships coming up on Saturday next week. I'm much looking forward to that. As many of you know, I have made it in the top 16 with Overlord and made a deck in Standard and got an invite with that, and I much look forward to playing in the championships. Well, everyone, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I wish you all a good night.